They have 10 members.
Yeah, they used to.
All right, there is one in here. All right. Okay, we'll get this committee meeting started. First on the agenda is Senate nomination number 128, Ms. Renee Rice, Madison, Mississippi, for Mississippi Hospital Equipment and Facilities Authority as a banker. If y'all would please, is Ms. Rice here? Hey, if you don't mind, you can come up to that microphone right there on the very end. Let me.
Is that supposed to be right there?
Members would take a second to review the peer report and we'll get started.
Okay, that hurt you.
All right, we will begin. Ms. Rice, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. If you would please introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Renee Rice. I'm a resident of Madison County and a banker at Bank First Financial Services in Madison.
Okay, and this appointment is for Mississippi Hospital Equipment and Facilities Authority. Is appointment by the governor for a term effective February 10th of 22 and ending January 10th of 2024. Your nomination complies with all applicable state law, and there's no derogatory information in your peer report. Are there any questions from the committee for the nominee? All right, seeing none. We ask all nominees, is there anything that's not listed in the background report that if it came to light would embarrass the governor or the Senate for confirming your nomination?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Senator Younger. Sure, you speak on her behalf, absolutely.
I've known this young lady for all my life, just about. The only thing against her is her brother who graduated with me. But
I'd have to agree, and I could tell some stories on Chuck too, so.
but other than that, I tell you what, there's if there's anything against this young lady, there's something against all of us. She's excellent, good lady. Good seeing you, Renee.
Thank you, Chuck. Good to see you.
Thank you, Senator Younger. Senator Blackman for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, that we do advise and nomination. Lisa Renee Rice.
All right, you heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. Thank you, Ms. Rice, for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you for your time.
Our next will go to Mr. Noel Daniels from Brandon, Mississippi for Mississippi Business Finance Corporation for a 6-year term effective June 3rd, 2021 to March 31st, 2027. And he is with us through Zoom today. Thank you for being here, Mr. Daniels. If you would please introduce yourself to the committee and just give us a little bit of your background.
Noel Daniels, I'm from Brandon, Mississippi. I was a co-owner of Gray Daniels, been in the car business about 50 years, but I've been chairman of Rankin First Economic Development Authority and Foundation for 27 years. And I was the first chairman of Metro Economic Development Alliance, 6 counties that's grounded. And other than the car business and economic development, that's about it.
All right. Y'all have had a chance to look through the peer report. And there's no derogatory information in Mr. Daniels' peer report, which I fully expected to be the case. And his appointment is in compliance with state law. I've known Mr. Knoll for a long time, and what an awesome community leader and a civic-minded individual he is. If you live in Rankin County, that is one man's name that you know, and his personality precedes him. Unfortunately, Mort could not get an appointment to the board with you, but I'm so glad that he has agreed to serve, and it's a benefit to the state that he is volunteering his time and his efforts to do this job. So if there are any questions for a motion.
Who advised and consent?
All right, the motion is we do advise on consent nomination of Mr. Noel Daniels. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Noel, for being here
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Next is Senate nomination number 127, David Jackson from Ridgeland, Mississippi Hospital Equipment and Facilities Authority, as a representative of the First Supreme Court District for the remainder of a 4-year term from January 22 through June of 24. Thank you for being here, Mr. Jackson. While we're reviewing your peer report, if you would please introduce yourself and give us kind of a little background.
David Jackson, longtime resident of Ridgeland, Mississippi, have, I guess, coming to this point is been in the hospital financial management side of things since 1980. Started at Hines General Hospital when it was Hines General Hospital. Worked at several hospitals in the state. Worked at CPA firm in the healthcare business, and now am self-employed, still working for hospitals doing some accounting stuff.
Okay. Are there any questions from the committee on the nominee? Seeing none. Your appointment complies with state law and there's no derogatory information in your peer report. Is there anything in the background that's not listed that would embarrass the governor or the Senate if we confirm your nomination?
No.
Thank you, sir. Seeing Senator Horn. Motion? Motion is we do advise and consent on Mr. Jackson's nomination. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Next is Mr. George Edward Tucker, Brandon, Mississippi Hospital Equipment and Facilities Authority, as a CPA experienced in hospital finance. This is for a term effective January of 22 through January of 24. Y'all would take a second to skim through the report. All right, Mr. Tucker, if you would please introduce yourself and give us kind of your background.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm Ed Tucker, go by my middle name. I operate a solo CPA firm right now since I retired from full-time healthcare management 9 years ago, and actually 12 years ago. And all I do is healthcare consulting. I've been the CFO of the University Medical Center, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi, Forest General Hospital, on an interim basis with Anderson Regional, and currently doing consulting for several organizations, including the Institutions of Higher Learning.
All right, well, you're a well-traveled man. The only thing in the peer report we need to make sure you do is fill out the statement of economic interest with the Ethics Commission before we take you up on the floor, but.
Yes, sir. I just became aware of that.
Yes, sir.
yesterday.
Okay, we'll get that taken care of. Are there any questions from the committee for Mr. Tucker? Seeing none, for motion. Motion is we do advise and consent on the nomination of Mr. Ed Tucker. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Tucker.
Thank you.
If you don't mind checking back in with Becky after you get that statement done, I appreciate it. Next is Senate nomination number 82. Mr. Mark Timothy Wiggins, Oxford, Mississippi Business Finance Corporation, 6-year term effective April 22, ending March of 2028. This is a reappointment by the governor. And If y'all would take a second to look through the minutes. This is a reappointment and peer found no derogatory information other than the property taxes which were paid. I got a receipt from the appropriate authority in Lafayette County that he did in fact pay them. So that is no longer of concern. It does comply with applicable state law. So are there any questions? No questions for a motion. Motion is we do advise and consent. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Last one is Senate nomination number 137, Ms. Kim LaRosa, past Christian, for Mississippi Lottery Commission Corporation Board of Directors, a 5-year term, February 22 through December of 26. This is a reappointment by the board, by the governor. Y'all would take a second to look over the Okay, other than the filling out the statement of economic interest, we'll follow up with Ms. LaRosa about that. Are there any questions from the committee on this nominee? Seeing none. For a motion. Motion is we do advise and consent on Senate nomination number 137. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion to rise and report.